In the heart of rural Nebraska, where windswept cornfields stretch beyond the horizon like an endless golden sea, an abandoned post office stands as a silent repository of forgotten memories. Nestled on the edge of a town where time seems to have paused decades ago, this weathered building harbors a secret that would challenge the carefully constructed narrative of small-town America. Behind peeling wallpaper and dust-covered filing cabinets, a single undelivered letter from 1963 waits, its sealed edges holding more than mere paper and ink, but an entire universe of unspoken truths waiting to be revealed. The story begins with an unexpected discovery, a mundane artifact that would become extraordinary through careful investigation. When local historians first entered the abandoned municipal building, they anticipated nothing more than routine archival work. What they found instead was a portal into a complex emotional landscape that had been meticulously hidden from public view. The undelivered letter, its postmark still faintly visible, represented more than a bureaucratic oversight. It was a potential key to unlocking decades of community silence and personal tragedy. Forensic examination of the letter revealed intricate details that suggested a narrative far more complex than a simple misdirected communication. The paper's texture, the precise ink composition, and the delicate fold lines all spoke of a document crafted with profound intentionality. Handwriting analysis indicated emotional turmoil behind its creation, each stroke seemingly laden with unresolved tension and carefully suppressed pain. The envelope itself bore subtle marks of repeated handling, suggesting someone had wrestled with the decision to send, or not send, this particular piece of correspondence. Contextualizing the letter within the broader social landscape of 1960s rural Nebraska demanded a nuanced understanding of community dynamics. This was an era of profound social transformation, where traditional social structures were being quietly but persistently challenged. Small towns like this one existed in a delicate balance between public conformity and private complexity. The undelivered letter represented a moment of potential rupture, a communication that, had it been sent, might have fundamentally altered the town's social fabric and individual lives irrevocably. Genealogical research began to illuminate the potential actors in this unfolding drama. Family records, church registries, and local newspaper archives provided fragmentary insights into the lives connected to this singular piece of correspondence. Each discovered detail added another layer of complexity, suggesting a narrative involving multiple generations, unacknowledged relationships, and the intricate web of small-town interconnectedness. The letter was not just a document, but a nexus point where personal histories intersected and diverged. Interviews with surviving community members revealed a collective reluctance to discuss the past. Their carefully measured responses and strategic silences spoke volumes about the unspoken social contracts that had maintained community equilibrium for decades. Some residents seemed genuinely unaware of the potential revelations contained within the undelivered letter, while others exhibited a studied indifference that barely concealed deeper emotional reservoirs of knowledge and potential shame. Technological forensics provided unprecedented insights into the letter's origins and potential impact. Advanced spectral imaging techniques revealed partially obscured text, chemical analysis of the paper, and ink suggested precise geographic and temporal origins, and digital reconstruction allowed researchers to piece together fragmentary evidence. What emerged was not just a historical artifact but a complex narrative of human emotion, societal constraint, and the profound ways personal choices reverberate through generations. The psychological implications of an undelivered letter became a central theme of investigation. What motivates someone to craft a deeply personal communication and then deliberately withhold it? The act itself suggests a complex emotional calculus, a moment of vulnerability followed by strategic retreat. The letter represented a threshold between expression and suppression, a tangible manifestation of internal conflict that transcended individual experience and spoke to broader social dynamics of repression and potential liberation. As the investigation progressed, the undelivered letter transformed from a mere historical curiosity into a profound metaphor for unresolved community trauma. It became clear that this single document was not an isolated incident, but a symptom of larger, systemic patterns of silence and strategic forgetting that characterized rural American communities during mid-20th century social transitions. The letter was a window into the intricate negotiations of power, emotion, and social survival that occurred beneath seemingly placid community surfaces. Ultimately, the story of this undelivered letter represents more than a historical curiosity. It is a testament to the complex human capacity for simultaneously revealing and concealing truth. In its silent, sealed existence, the letter challenged conventional narratives about small-town life, demonstrating how seemingly mundane objects can carry extraordinary emotional weight. It stood as a powerful reminder that history is not merely a collection of grand events, but an intricate tapestry woven from countless individual moments of choice, constraint, and profound, often unspoken, human complexity. In the forgotten corners of rural Nebraska, where windswept plains whisper stories of forgotten memories, a single undelivered letter sits silently, holding the power to unravel decades of carefully concealed community history. Astonishingly, research reveals that approximately 0.03% of postal mail worldwide remains permanently undelivered, with each unclaimed envelope potentially harboring narratives that could transform our understanding of human connection and local mythology. The story begins in Crawford, Nebraska, a town of just 1,048 residents, where time seems to move with the deliberate pace of tumbleweeds rolling across dusty county roads. Hidden within an abandoned post office, tucked away in a forgotten filing cabinet, a letter postmarked July 16, 1963, waited patiently to reveal its extraordinary secret. Postal records indicate that this specific letter was addressed to Margaret Holloway, a local schoolteacher who mysteriously disappeared from public records shortly after that summer. The envelope, yellowed with age and bearing faint water stains, carried more than just ink and paper. It carried the potential to rewrite the town's collective memory. Initial forensic analysis of the document revealed something remarkable. The letter was not just a simple communication, but a complex narrative that suggested a profound cover-up involving multiple prominent community members. Handwriting experts noted the meticulous script, suggesting the author was both educated and deeply emotional, someone with significant stakes in the story being told. The first remarkable detail emerged from the letter's watermark. It originated from a law firm in Omaha, suggesting legal implications far beyond a typical personal correspondence. Chemical dating confirmed the paper's origin matched precisely with the 1963 postmark, eliminating any possibility of modern forgery. As historians began piecing together the contextual fragments, they discovered that Margaret Holloway's disappearance coincided with significant social upheaval in rural Nebraska. The early 1960s represented a transformative period. Civil rights movements were challenging long-established social hierarchies, and small towns, like Crawford, were experiencing unprecedented cultural tensions. Interviews with surviving town elders revealed a conspiracy of silence that had maintained its grip for decades. One retired county clerk, speaking on condition of anonymity, hinted at uncomfortable truths that the letter might expose, suggesting a narrative far more complex than simple small-town gossip. Forensic linguists, who examined the letter's contents, noted linguistic patterns indicating the writer possessed intimate knowledge of local power structures. The language suggested a calculated revelation, not a random confession, but a strategic communication designed to challenge existing social dynamics. Statistical analysis of regional archival records showed that Margaret Holloway's professional and personal records became systematically obscured immediately following the summer of 1963. Birth certificates, teaching credentials, and property records seemed to vanish with calculated precision, a phenomenon suggesting deliberate institutional intervention. Criminal justice researchers noted striking parallels between Holloway's case and other documented instances of institutional suppression during the early civil rights era. The letter potentially represented more than a personal story. It could be evidence of systemic marginalization and strategic erasure of individual narratives. Advanced spectroscopic analysis of the paper fibers revealed trace chemical compounds consistent with regional paper manufacturing practices of the early 1960s. This forensic detail further authenticated the document's provenance and eliminated potential modern fabrication scenarios. The psychological impact of such a revelation cannot be understated. In small communities like Crawford, where social narratives are carefully constructed and maintained, a single uncovered document can fundamentally challenge collective memory. The letter represented more than historical documentation. It was a potential instrument of social reconstruction. Genetic genealogical research surrounding Margaret Holloway's family tree uncovered additional layers of complexity. DNA analysis of distant relatives suggested potential familial connections to broader regional social movements, indicating the letter might represent a crucial missing piece in understanding localized civil rights struggles. Economic historians noted that the timing of the letter coincided with significant agricultural transformations in Nebraska. The early 1960s represented a period of massive technological and social shifts in rural communities, where traditional power structures were being systematically challenged. The letter's ultimate significance transcended mere historical curiosity. It represented a profound testament to the power of individual narratives in challenging institutionalized narratives. Every forgotten document, every unclaimed envelope carries within it the potential to rewrite understood histories. As researchers continue to decode the intricate details embedded within this single undelivered letter, one fundamental truth becomes increasingly clear. History is not a fixed narrative, but a dynamic conversation continuously reshaped by unexpected discoveries. In the silent corridors of an abandoned post office, a forgotten letter waits, a silent witness to a story waiting to be told. The undelivered letter from 1963 stands as a powerful reminder that beneath the seemingly mundane surfaces of small-town existence, extraordinary stories of human resilience, struggle, and transformation perpetually await their moment of revelation. In the heart of rural Nebraska, where endless cornfields whisper forgotten stories, an abandoned post office holds a secret that would shatter the carefully constructed facade of small-town tranquility. Tucked away behind peeling wallpaper and dusty filing cabinets, a single undelivered letter from 1963 waits silently, its sealed edges holding more than just ink and paper. It cradles an untold narrative that would forever alter the understanding of this quiet Midwestern community. The postmark, faded but still legible, becomes a portal into a complex web of human emotion, unresolved tensions, and the delicate threads that connect, and sometimes divide, a small town's collective memory. What began as a routine exploration of an abandoned municipal building would transform into an extraordinary journey of revelation, challenging everything residents thought they knew about their shared history. This letter, forgotten and overlooked for decades, was about to become the key that would unlock a profound and painful truth that had been carefully concealed beneath layers of polite silence and community discretion. As sunlight filtered through the office's grimy windows, casting long shadows across yellowed documents, the undelivered envelope seemed to pulse with an almost supernatural significance, a silent witness to a moment frozen in time, waiting to be understood. The story of this single piece of correspondence would prove that in the most unexpected places, history breathes, whispers, and sometimes screams to be heard.